Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hi there. Today's gonna be a bit of a stranger, unusual ASMR video for my channel. As today, we're gonna be doing a bit of a different thing than what I usually do. I thought it might be a fun idea to go over some of my past history in drawing, like some of my sketchbooks that I've done over the time that I've been getting more into drawing and everything. I thought it might be cool to do that, as a lot of the stuff on my channel, all the ASMR videos are all have like little visuals, little drawn visuals, but all of those are digital drawings that I've done on the computer. And but the thing is, when I first got into drawing more, I didn't start digital. I actually started more like physical, with like an actual physical stuff. So I thought it might be a cool little fun little ASMR to just slowly just talk about some of my previous sketchbooks and go over them. Thought it might be fun to do that, because I thought it'd be cool to just see like my evolution. I mean, it's not a huge evolution, I should say that. I only started really getting into drawing like more than just like the occasional once a month drawing. Like I actually started like getting into drawing, like doing it about every day, and like actually trying to commit to like improving. I only started doing that about last December, I would say. I think it was December when I started this. This is my first sketchbook. Well, it's not really a sketchbook. It's actually just this little tiny notebook that I had lying around that I decided to use. Because at the beginning of my journey, I didn't want to buy an actual sketchbook because, I didn't know if I was going to get into drawing, because I've never really been a big drawer, I never really drew much growing up in like school. The only time I'd ever draw was, whenever it was mandatory for a class, project or whatever. So I never really did much of my own personal time drawing. But I always thought it was really cool. I thought it'd always be cool to be one of those people who could, draw really good. I thought it'd be so interesting. So after a long time of never really drawing much, because I'm pretty sure once I used to draw a little bit back in elementary and middle school, but because I had art class and stuff. But once I hit high school, I just never really drawed, besides like the very rare project. But I think a little bit sometime after graduating high school, I started drawing even less, because now there wasn't even like projects to do. And that was kind of sad, because I think, while I'm not good at it, I think drawing is a very relaxing and nice thing. And so I wanted to get a lot better at it. And that's why I decided last December, December last year, to actually try to like draw every day, every other day, and actually improve my skills, go beyond like basic stick figures. But anyways, I've been talking too much. I should probably actually start looking at the actual pictures themselves. So this is the first little sketchbook. So we got first we got a cute little picture of a Eevee. I do love Eevee. It's one of my favorite Pokemons. I think it's so cute. But we got an Eevee right here. We also got a Rattata and here's the next little drawing. We got this nice little tuxedo cat. Tuxedo cat test 1. I think this was back when I was trying to get better at drawing cats because, I am the unknown void cat, so I thought it would be a good idea to actually learn how to draw cats, at least somewhat. So I started doing a few little test drawings, drawing various cats. So there's this one, the tuxedo cats. Then we have this other random cat, cat test 2. Also, I should go and say that I apologize if the visuals are a little bad. I don't really have like a professional camera setup or anything. I don't actually have a camera at all to record this with. So what I did is, this is gonna sound pretty funny, but I essentially made like a DIY like camera setup where essentially I got this what I did is I'm actually just using my phone right now, like the camera on my phone to record this, but the problem is, I don't want to have to hold my phone the entire time. Like that wouldn't really work because my hands shake too much and I would like drop the phone at some point, I feel like. So I need some way to record with my phone without, holding it. But I can't use like a stand or anything because it wouldn't be high enough to, get this like nice vertical, like top down, like bird's eye view perspective. So what I actually did is, you could probably see it right here. But what I did is I just got a very large random container that was lying around, and I just put the phone on top of the container, like hanging off the container. And then I just like duct taped it because it was starting to fall off, so I couldn't like put it at the very edge of the container without it falling off. So what I did is I just like duct taped it so it wouldn't fall off. But because of that, it's not the best setup, I would say. I gotta be like very careful not to hit this too much because that phone is barely hanging on with like duct tape and stuff. So if I hit it too much, the phone might fall off the container. So I need to be careful that doesn't happen. So, but anyways, let's go to the next picture. Next thing, I have this cute little Charmander. Cute little Charmander. Nice, nice. Next, I have this Vaporeon. I crossed it out because I didn't really like how it turned out. I feel like it was a bit of a failure because, the proportions just don't seem very good, so I crossed this one out. Next picture, I have this little Vaporeon face. I tried doing the face by itself without like the body or anything, so that I could like improve the face just by itself, because I felt like the face in the other previous Vaporeon drawing wasn't very good. So I tried drawing the face by itself here so I can like improve it a bit and like see and like enlarge each piece so I can like understand what I was doing wrong. But that's that. Next, we have this cute little Gardevoir. Just a random picture of a Gardevoir. Nice. Next we have Jolteon, very very cute. I love all of the Eevee evolutions. Jolteon isn't my favorite of them. I do prefer like Vaporeon and Sylveon and also just the, original Eevee. But Jolteon is still one of like pretty good, pretty cute. I love its face. Very cute. Next we have a little Magikarp, very derpy, very cute, just a little Magikarp. Magikarp. Then we got Litten. I do love Litten. This is also a Pokemon that I really like because, of course, it's a cat. And I do love cats. They are the cutest of the animals, all animals. Cats are the cutest around. So, of course, I do really like Litten. Next, we have a little old Beedrill. Well, it's not really little, it's actually a bit big. It's taking up the entire page. But here's a nice old Beedrill. He do be drilling. Beedrill. Also, I do apologize if you think I'm going a little too slow. I would go faster, but as I said before, I have this little scuffed setup, not the best setup. So I have to be careful not to go too fast and hit everything because I got this mic right next to me that if I move too fast I may hit. And I also have the whole camera set up that I might also knock over if I go too fast. So I have to be a little careful when I'm, moving the notebook around and flipping the pages so I don't accidentally hit anything. But that's why I have to go a little slow with this. Next up, we got the classic nice old Pikachu. Boop. Cute little Pikachu. Then next we have a random cat. Not the best cat drawing, but once again I was trying to learn how to better draw cats. Because I'm pretty sure this notebook is before I made the ASMR channel. This notebook was made, I think, a bit after I made the gaming channel, the Unknown Void Cat channel that I had made sometime before the ASMR channel. I'm pretty sure this book, it was made after that channel was made, but before the ASMR channel was made. So I wasn't really very good at making cats yet. I'm still not that good, but I was trying to improve so that I could obviously draw the Unknown Void Cats a lot better. But there's a little kitty cat. Boop. Another kitty cat. A funny looking cat. Boop. A little low quality cat. A random cat where I attempted to be a bit more symmetrical and not, have one part be too big like I had with the other picture. I tried to have this line so I can sync up everything, have it be a bit more symmetrical. So I was trying to learn how to get my proportions better, not have one eye be too big compared to the other, or have one paw be too big than the other. I try to get better at that. I'm just gonna skip forward a few pages because right now I'm just finding out that I have a lot of pages that are just kind of random crude drawings of cats that I made, in the attempt to, get better at drawing cats. So there's just a lot of little test drawings, little prototypes, so I'm just gonna skip past those real quick. Okay, the next non-cat drawing is Slugma. You have nice old Slugma. Boop. Actually, I don't know if it has a nose. I assume its nose would be around here, but I don't know if it is a nose, because I'm pretty sure it's just made of like magma and stuff, like lava and stuff, so I don't know if it even has a nose. We got Mew, question mark. I put the question mark because I don't know if it looks that much like Mew. It's a little messed up. Its face a little not perfect, but this is supposed to be a drawing of Mew with also like some random Pokeballs too. Here we got a random assortment of items from the game Terraria. I'm pretty sure I was playing Terraria around this time, so I was drawing some items from it. Like we got the space gun. Love this if I'm playing like a starter mage, like early pre-hard mode. We got the Mega Shark. Never really liked it too much, but it's there. Got the slime staff, the bee gun, a better slime staff with the little slime right next to it, cute, and the enchanted boomerang as well. Next up, we also have two pickaxes, not the best, but they're there. A cactus, and a Minecraft sheep. Little cute Minecraft sheep. Now we have another cactus, but this one's in a pot. It's not like a big cactus like the other one. This is a small little cactus. I don't know what type, I just know it's a cactus. And then similar to that, we also have a few plants. We got some kind of flower and some failed roses. I tried drawing a rose, but didn't turn out too well, but here it is. Next up, we have my attempts at drawing squirrels. We have this little guy. His face is a little too big, but it's supposed to be a squirrel with his little paw and like a seed. And then we got this super chubby squirrel. I drawed his body a bit too big, so he looks very chubby, very gigantic. I also made his tail a little too big as well, but it's supposed to be a little squirrel. Next up, we have Jigglypuff. I remember that the reason why I drew specifically Jigglypuff is I'm pretty sure around this time I was playing a Super Smash. Is it called Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I think I was playing that. I was playing a little bit of that, and I was playing with Jigglypuff. That was the character I was playing, so that made me want to draw Jigglypuff. But there's that. Next up, we have a little cactus. This one's a bit more spiny, has a bit more spines and stuff, so be careful when touching it. But we got a little cactus. Don't touch it. Here we have yet another picture of a squirrel. This one is a little bit lower quality than the others. I messed it up a bit. It actually, I think because of how I drew it, it kind of looks a bit like a sock puppet, which I didn't mean to do. It was a bit unintentional, but it's kind of funny how it turned out like that, because it kind of looks like a sock puppet with how it's coming down like this. But that's supposed to be a squirrel. Next up, we have another evolution. We have Flareon. Cute little Flareon. I think I like Flareon a bit more than, what was the other evolution that we just did? Jolteon, yeah, that was it, Jolteon. I think I like Flareon a little bit more than Jolteon, but I like both of them. They're both very cute. Next up, we have Lopunny. Very cute, though the drawing didn't come out the best. As you can see, I made a few different mistakes in a few different areas, but it still is cute. It's nice to look at. We got Lopunny. Next up, we have Psyduck. Very chubby, very cute, and a little goofy looking, but there's Psyduck. Boop. Now we have another new Vaporeon, another attempt at drawing Vaporeon. This one, the proportions are a bit better than the last Vaporeon, but unfortunately it did get a bit messed up because I went a bit too overboard with the shading. I went a bit too crazy with it, and it doesn't look too well. It looks a bit off because of it. It's not the best, but that's my Vaporeon. Next up, we have Ponyta. I love Ponyta. Very cute. It's a very cute Pokemon. I actually didn't know about Ponyta. I've never seen it before. Like, I've seen Vaporeon and a lot of the other Pokemon, but I've never seen Ponyta before until I started drawing various different Pokemons and looking up various Pokemons to draw and see various different Pokemons. That's when I found out about Ponyta, but it's a very, very cute Pokemon. One of my favorites as well. Now we have Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, very cute. I love how it looks. He has such a cute smile. I don't like him quite as much as Ponyta, but he's still very cute in his own way. So, I like him. Very cute Pokemon. I think he's actually my favorite Pokemon out of the, original 3 starters. He's my favorite look-wise, at least for the first evolution. When we get to the next evolutions, Bulbasaur kind of loses some points. I prefer Charmander's evolutions in comparison to Bulbasaur, but if we're just talking about the first form, like before they evolve, I prefer how Bulbasaur looks in comparison like Charmander, Squirtle. But anyways, to the next drawing. Now we have Sylveon. I love Sylveon. Very, very cute. Very cute. I think Sylveon might be my favorite of the Eevee evolutions, except for Eevee themselves. I do still prefer Eevee, the original Eevee, a bit more than Sylveon, but Sylveon is also very cute. Though, depending on the day, I sometimes do prefer Vaporeon, but usually Sylveon is my preferred of the Eevee evolutions, but sometimes I might prefer Vaporeon. They're kind of like almost tied, but Sylveon usually is slightly above because it's just very cute. I love the little bow. I love the little ribbons and stuff. It's so very cute. Next up, we have Charmander. I love Charmander. Very cool. He's not my favorite Pokemon because I do prefer the more cute ones over the cool ones. But he kind of has like a mix of cute and cool at the same time. So I do like Charmander a decent amount. This one's head looks a bit squished, though. I drawed its head a little too small, I think. But still very cool. Next up, Espeon. I also love Espeon because I love all the evolutions. I love all of them. They're very, very cute. But I will say, compared to some of the other evolutions, Espeon is a bit on the lower side. That and also the next one. Umbreon, while very cute, still not as high ranking as the other evolutions. I prefer, Vaporeon, Sylveon, a bit more than Umbreon and the other one, Espeon. These two, probably my least favorite of the evolutions, but I still think they're very, very cute. Next up, we have Dodrio. I love Dodrio. Very cool. Not my favorite Pokemon since it's a bit more cool than it is cute. But I still love it just because it has 3 different heads and I think that's really cool. There's just something about it that makes it feel a bit more unique than other Pokemon since it has like all these different heads. I think just really cool to look at, and it's also fun to draw, all 3 different heads and stuff, and connect them all up together. So I do like Dodrio. In fact, I think this is my favorite one of the drawings that came out in this notebook. I think it's one of the ones that came out the best out of the various different drawings. So I really like this Trio drawing. I think it came out better than some of the others. Next we have Krabby. I wouldn't say he's my favorite Pokemon, but I think it's still cool. I mostly drew him because I really like crabs. I think crabs are a very cool animal. Not my favorite. I prefer cats. They're the cutest. But if I were to have a second favorite animal, after cats, I think my second most favorite animal would be crabs. Something about crabs are very cute. Though I feel like Krabby doesn't truly get the same level of cuteness as an actual real crab, but still mostly there. Next up, we have random drawings of the various different continents. These are not very cute. They're not Pokemon. They're not really cute drawings. They're just random continents. You got North America. We got North America, followed up by my favorite continent in the world, Glaceon. I don't really know why this is here. I kind of messed up the order by having Glaceon right after. I should have had all the continents followed each other, but for some reason I made Glaceon right after the continents, so they're a bit out of order, but there's Glaceon. Its head is cut off a bit because I didn't get the proportions right. Here's another Glaceon. This time you can actually see its head. And another Glaceon that I tried to redo because I didn't really like the previous one that much, so I redid it. I don't like this one too much either. I wasn't really much of a fan of how my Glaceon came out, but it's still cute in a way, in a kind of almost ugly way. It's like a cute, but it's also a little ugly. I feel I don't think my drawing came out very well, but there's Glaceon. Okay, I thought there was gonna be some other continents, but I guess I got distracted from drawing the other continents, after North America. And so instead I just have even more evolutions actually. Like right here, we got Leafeon. I think Leafeon would be my third favorite of the evolutions. Of course we have Sylveon on top, then Vaporeon, and then Leafeon in third place. Not including Eevee themselves, who of course is at the actual first place. But there it is, Leafeon. I really like Leafeon, mostly because it has these leaf ears. These ears that are also leaves at the same time. I really like how they look, so that's why I like Leafeon. Very cute. Next up, we have a Gengar. It didn't really turn out well, but it's here. Next up, we have a failed drawing of Zapdos. Didn't turn out so well, and so I scrapped this one. I abandoned it and went to the next page to do the actual drawing. This one is the actual Zapdos drawing because the previous one did not turn out so well. So I went to another page to actually finish a new drawing of it. But there's Zapdos. Next up, we have Mimikyu. I kind of forget about Mimikyu a lot of the times. It's a Pokemon I kind of forget about. But it is very cute. I really like how it looks. Even if it is a Pokemon I often forget exists, it is still very, very cute. Next up, we have a not the best Meowth. I tried drawing Meowth, but I very much messed up its the bottom of its head, and so it kind of came out looking a little deformed and everything. I tried to fix it, but it was beyond saving. I messed it up too much, which I guess that's part of the problem of using pen, is that when you make a mistake, you can't really erase it, so the drawing did get a little messed up, but there's Meowth. Next up, we have South America. We came back to the continents drawing after having a bit of a break and doing all of those Pokemon drawings. We came back to drawing the continents. So here's South America. It didn't come out very well though. It looks a little strange, not too South America-like. I think I messed up some of the lines and stuff, so I actually redid it on another page. Let me show you. Here's my second attempt at drawing South America. Still not the best, but I think it's better than the previous one. This time I included the various little islands as well. I think it's a little bit better than the previous one. Next up, we have all of Europe. Well, most of it. There is certain parts that are cut off, like for example, down here at Turkey. Most of Turkey has been cut off, and most of the United Kingdom is cut off, and Ireland kind of just doesn't exist, and also anything of Greenland and all the such. Also, if you look really closely, you will notice the borders aren't drawn the best, so do just try to close your eyes a bit when you're looking at this drawing. I think if you glance quick enough, like if you half close your eyes, it looks decently like Europe, so just don't look too hard. You might notice how some of the borders are a bit wonky. Like, for example, Italy is a little too big. It's a little gigantic. But this is supposed to be Europe. Next up, we have Asia. Well, most of Asia, not all of it. Because, as you can see, anything south of China is kind of missing because I ran out of space. But here is supposed to be Asia. So we got China, the various countries north to it, Korea, and a very tiny Japan. I think I drew it a little too small. And we got some other various countries here. But that's supposed to be Asia. Now we have Australia and a bit of New Zealand, but it's cut off a bit. But this meant to be Australia. and some other various islands around. Next up, we have Africa. It's a little messed up. I think I messed up some of the borders in various different places. I messed up some of the various different things. But this is meant to be Africa. Also, I didn't really draw the borders of the countries. Like if you saw with Europe, I actually drew the different borders of each country, but I didn't draw that with Africa. Mostly because I think this was drawn after all the other continent pictures, so I kind of got, tired and gave up after finishing the basic borders. I didn't finish the actual borders inside of Africa because I was already tired by then with the other pictures, but here is Africa. And last but not least, we have Antarctica. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be doing this, I don't remember, but it's one of these ways. It's either like this or like this. I think it's like this though. This is meant to be Antarctica. Or maybe it's actually like this. I don't know. It's one of these ways, but here is Antarctica. And with that, that should be it for this sketchbook. This should be every single one in my first finished sketchbook, notebook, everything. We got this little notebook. We got this little notebook all finished up. But now that we're finished with that one, it's now time to go to my second ever notebook that I have finished. But first, I'm gonna have to skip a few pages. This notebook was actually used for something else before I transformed it into a sketchbook, so the first few pages are some random other stuff, so I have to skip a few pages for this next notebook, so give me a second. Okay, now here we go. So for the first picture in this notebook, we got a little bit of fan art. Just a little bit of fan art. Nothing too crazy. A little bit of fan arts. Boop. Next up, we have a little Articuno and a failed full pix drawing. On this page, we now have another full pix, but this time not crossed out because this one turned out a little bit better. We got a full pix, and we have a Marowak. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to have a bone, I think, but I don't know if I included it or not. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to have a bone, if I'm remembering correctly, but I don't think I drew it. But there is Marowak. we have Palmy. Here we have two different drawings of Finnegan. Got the first one, and we got the second one where I tried, redoing it because I didn't really like how the first one's head turned out, so I tried redoing it with the second drawing. But here's Finnegan, another very cute Pokemon. Boop. Following up Finnegan, we have Braxian. Very cute. One of my favorite Pokemons. I very much like Braxian. Very, very cute. I think it's like one of my favorite Pokemons, following after the evolutions. This is one of my favorites. Braxian. And last but not least, out of that evolution line, we have Delphox. Delphox, very cute. I also love Delphox, one of my favorite Pokemon. I don't know whether I prefer Braxian or Delphox, but they're kind of like tied as like a Pokemon I think is very, very cute. One of my favorites. There, I have to move the notebook around so you can get the full picture. I didn't notice, but yeah, the camera doesn't really show all of it because the camera doesn't really got a huge view since it is like a phone camera. I need to like move the picture around now that we have like a bigger notebook. With the last one, like the tiny one, didn't really have to move it around as much, but for this bigger one, I will have to move it around a bit. So I do need to keep watch of that, but anyway. Next up, we have Rockruff. Rockruff, very cute. Not one of my favorites, but still very, very cute. Boop. Following after Rockruff, we have one of his evolutions, Lycanroc, but the midday form, the midday variants. Boop. I think I like this one a bit more than Rockruff. I think the Lycanroc just looks very cool. So while Rockruff is a bit cuter, I still think I just prefer Lycanroc because he's just so cool. I think it's a very cool looking Pokemon. Next up, we have another random piece of fan art. Didn't turn out the best. I kind of messed up my drawing skills here. I didn't do the best. Let me know in the comments down below if you can tell who it is. Might be a bit hard though because I didn't do the best with this bit of fan art. It didn't turn out the best, but let me know down below if you know who it is. But anyways, to the next drawing. Next up, we have a bit of a bigger drawing, so I'm going to have to move it around a bit so you can see all of it. But we have Felix Argyle. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Felix Argyle, you know, the one from, what's the anime called? ReZero. Very cute. Do like this character a bit. Very, very cute. I was able to draw the entire thing, you know, everything below a certain point is kind of cut off because I ran out of space. But I think the drawing came out decently. Which, talking about ReZero, I think I need to watch it one day. I only ever saw the first season, so maybe I should one day go back and watch the rest of the show. But that's something for another day. Next up, we have another character from an anime. We have Haru from Beastars. Beastars is one of my favorite animes and mangas. I'm pretty sure I've read all of the manga, but I have not finished the anime yet. I watched the first 2 seasons, but I haven't watched the newest season to come out. I've been putting it off because I've been waiting for like a good time to sit down and binge watch the entire anime, because that's what I like to do. I don't like to split it up over multiple days, so I'm just waiting for a good time to binge watch it all. But I do love the anime. I just haven't seen the latest season. But here is a random little picture of Haru. Next up, we have another character from an anime. This one didn't come out too well though, so I crossed it out. Didn't really like it. Let me know down below if you know who this character is. It might be a little bit hard to tell, maybe even harder than the other random fan art from before, because this one definitely, I don't think it came out very well. Kind of just messed up the eyes and everything, but this is meant to be another character from an anime. It's actually from an anime that I never actually finished. I only ever watched the first 4 or 5 episodes before I stopped caring. But I just remember the anime very well because it was one of the first animes I've ever seen. One of the first. That's why I remember this character very well, even if I never did finish the anime. Anyways, moving on. Next up, we have this anime character. I actually don't know the name of the anime character because I've actually never watched the anime. I'm pretty sure she's from Demon Slayers. I've actually never watched it. I just like how the character looked. I've always liked how they looked, so I thought it'd be cool to draw them, but I've never actually watched the anime itself. I just know the character. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I have watched the first episode of the anime. I just never watched the rest of it. It just wasn't my taste. Wasn't really very interested. But I do like how the characters look. So that's why I drew... What's her name? I don't actually remember. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't remember. Anyways, next one. Next up, we have the very first drawing to actually be colored in. All the drawings previous to this in this notebook and the last one, or this notebook and the last one, none of them were actually drawn in. They were all just basic with pen. But this is going to be the first one to have a bit of color as well. So here we have Torchic. Didn't come out the best, but it's very interesting considering that it's the first drawing in the series of sketchbooks and everything, the first one to actually be in color. So here we have Torchic. Boop. Following it up, we have the second drawing to have color. After this, you're going to be seeing a lot more drawings with color because I started doing it a lot more often. But here we have Combuskin, also in color. Pretty nice. Not my favorite Pokemon, but it's still a little funny to look at. And now, going back to the Lycanrocs, we have Lycanroc Dusk. I really like this one. I felt like I shaded it a bit better. Not perfectly, but I do like it a bit more than the other Lycanroc previously. The Lycanroc Midday. I think this one is a bit cooler. And now, going back to, color and the Torchic Combuskin line, we now have Blaziken, which is also in color. Very, very cool. I like how Blaziken looks. He's very cool. Not very cute, but very cool. Now, next up, we have another Lycanroc, the last one, Lycanroc Midday form. This one didn't come out the most perfectly. I went a little too overboard with the shading, so it didn't come out the best, but here is Lycanroc Midnights. Now, going back to drawings that have a bit of color, we have Sprigatio with a bit of color, a bit of green. It even has like a little bit of a background. Not a super detailed one, but kind of a background. With like the green that kind of forms like a bit of like a grass underneath the feet of Sprigatio. Next up, we have Scorbunny. Very cute. Boop. Very playful, very cute. Scorbunny. Also in color. Following after Score Bunny, we have the evolution, I'm pretty sure, Reboot. I think Reboot looks very cool. I honestly don't like them as much as Score Bunny. I think Score Bunny's a bit cuter, but Reboot is also pretty cute as well. But I think I like the previous one a bit more. And now for the final form, we have Cinderace. I think out of the three forms, the three evolutions, this one is my favorite. Then Cinderace, very cute, very cool, kind of like a cool combination of both cute and cool at the same time. So I like this Pokemon. Cinderace. And now here we have Sandshrew. Very simple, very cute, very nice. I like how it looks. Not my favorite, but very cute still. Next up, we have another little character from an anime. This is supposed to be... I don't actually remember their name, to be honest. I still need to watch this show, because I've actually never watched the anime that this character is from. I've only seen, I think, a few of the movies. Movies, like, over 12 years ago. So, I don't really remember the details. I just know that the character looks cute. So I thought it'd be nice to draw them, but here they are. And here is just a random picture of a cat, nothing crazy, just a cat. Boop. Next up, we have a lot of random cat faces and stuff. I was trying to learn once again how to draw cats better, so I was drawing a lot of random practice stuff with cats and like various different faces and eyes and everything. But here's a lot of cat faces. Boop. We just... And here we have Ninetales. Very cute, very majestic Pokemon. We got Ninetales. Every time I hear this name, though, it does remind me of that random SCP game. You know, what was it? SCP Secret Laboratories. Like, the name Ninetales does remind me of that game. Never played it, but I have seen a few videos on it, so that's... the name reminds me of that. Now, for the next picture, we have another character from anime, from an anime I actually previously drew a character from. We have Legoshi from Beastars. Previously, I drew Haru on one of the earlier pages, but now we have a Legoshi as well. Boop. Let me just move it around. But there is Legoshi. Here we have another Pokemon. I don't really remember this one very well, but it looks kind of like a squirrel, which is why I wanted to draw it, I'm pretty sure. The reason why I drew this Pokemon is because it looks like a squirrel. So I thought it'd be cute to draw, because squirrels are very cute, I feel. I like squirrels, they're very cute. That's why I drew this Pokemon, because it reminds me of a squirrel. And next up we have Fletchling. Very cute, very simple. Fletchling! Next up, we have another VTuber fan art. I don't actually know too much about this VTuber. I don't think I've actually ever watched one of their videos. Besides, I think one that I clicked on, mostly because I thought the model looked very cute. I didn't actually watch the video, to be honest. I don't actually know much about this VTuber. I just saw the model, thought it looked very cute, and so I decided to draw a bit of fan art of the model. But I don't actually know the VTuber very much. I just thought the model was very cute, so I decided to try drawing it. But there's that. I just saw the model in a random thumbnail and thought it'd be very cute to draw. Next up, we have Relo. Oh, I think that's how you pronounce it, at least. Relo, or something like that. Very, very cute. And then, following after it, of course, we have Lucario. Very cool. Very cool, but also very cute at the same time. And next up, we have Go-Goat, which I'm pretty sure is literally just like a goat. It just looks like a goat, but I think it looks very cool. I like how this Pokemon looks. There's just something really nice about it. I like the coloration, the color scheme and everything, or the colors of this Pokemon. I think it looks very nice. So that's why I decided to draw it. And then, after that, we have Tauros. This one doesn't have any color. Instead, it was all drawn in pencil. Tauros. Very cool. I like how it looks. And then, after that, we have Leopard, however you pronounce it. Very nice. I mostly like the colors. I really like the purple and yellow. It looks very nice. Very good. And with that, that is all of the drawings for that notebook. That was my second ever notebook I filled out. My second one. I still have 3 more to go after this. But since the video is going a little long, it's been an hour, I don't know if there's exactly time for the rest of them, especially because the next 3 sketchbooks are actual proper sketchbooks, not, random notebooks that I salvaged and used as sketchbooks. The next 3 are actually sketchbooks, so they're a bit longer. There's a bit more drawings because I started drawing more and more since they're a little bigger than the previous notebooks. They're a bit bigger, so they have more drawings on them. So it'd probably be a bit longer. But before I'll go, I'll give a brief show of what the next notebook sketchbooks would be. And if you liked this video, perhaps I could do a part 2 and go over the remaining sketchbooks that are still left. But this would be the next one. This one actually has a nice little cover art for it. I made a little drawing with my favorite Pokemon Eevee to essentially be like the cover art for this sketchbook. But as you can see, this one is a lot bigger than notebooks that came before it, because this one's an actual proper sketchbook, not like a random notebook. But yeah, if I were to go through all of this, it would, this video would probably be over 2 hours, so I'm not. I will show you a few of the first pictures though. I'll show you the first 2 pages of pictures, just so you have an idea of what's in here, in case you would like to see more of it in another video. But here we have a lot of Pokemons all together. You can see what I mean by the fact that this sketchbook is a lot bigger than the previous notebook, so I have a lot more stuff jammed together in one page. Like we have this Pokemon, I can't remember his name. I know it's like a Nick something or something, I can't remember. We got this one, and we got like Butterfree, and a lot of random ones. And on the next page, we have a new big milestone, and that is my first picture that I drew using alcohol markers. These would be my very first pictures in any of my sketchbooks that were drawn using alcohol markers, or colored in using alcohol markers. So here we have Milk Tank, Squirtle, and whatever this little mouse is. I can't remember its name. I forgot to put their names. But yeah, here's some of the drawings. But yeah, I would have liked to have gone through the rest of the sketchbooks in this video, but I underestimated how long it would take to get through the first two notebooks. I underestimated how long it would be. So, but hopefully you liked the video despite that. And if you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you'd like to see maybe like a part 2 where I go over the next few sketchbooks, because I do have this one. I also have I got another one. And I got another one. Yep, so currently I still have 3 other sketchbooks that are left. So if you would like to see another video where I go over the remaining 3 sketchbooks that I've done, let me know down in the comments. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, as random as it was. I hope it wasn't too bad. It's one of my first times trying to seriously, record like a more, in-person video. And, I don't got a very high quality camera, so I hope it wasn't too bad. But anyways, I'll see you soon, and good night. Sleep tight. And I hope you have a very good rest. Hopefully, I'll see you soon.